I like that music.
I'm always dancing while we're getting started. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, welcome to Oz Talk, everyone. We already have some viewers. Glad you can join us on this Oziest of introductions to 2024. I'm so thrilled to see you, Tori. We have so much to talk about, including some of the biggest news, not only happening in Oz, but of the year, which is it's the 85th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz.
It sure is. And for the 85th anniversary, Fathom Events is re-releasing The Wizard of Oz in movie theaters across the nation from January 28th through the 31st at participating Regal and Cinemark theaters. It's just unbelievable. It's so cool. And Fathom was, well, perhaps you should tell it.
Right. Allow me, if I may. We buried the lead, which is Fathom invited you, Tori. I'm so proud of you and so excited. Cannot wait. I already have my tickets for the 28th to see you on the big screen nationwide, introducing The Wizard of Oz to audiences. It's also at other theaters. I'm getting it at a Marcus Theater. So check Fathom Events for your local showtimes, because you will be able to find this and see our glorious The Oz Vlogs, Tori. Tell us what you're going to be doing.
So I'm actually going to be hosting a 5-minute trivia spot. And if you guys have been watching Oz Talk for any length of time or my TikToks, you should be well prepared. I tried not to make it too hard for serious hardcore Oz fans, but bring family, because I'm sure some people are going to be super stumped. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great way to get warmed up and excited for the movie. And there'll be things that you might learn that you could keep your eyes out for while watching.
I also just think it's so special just to kind of see you a part of what you love. So it's going to be so surreal, right? To see you on the big screen and introducing the movie, and it's just fabulous. So I wish you had more than 5 minutes is the only thing I'm complaining about.
Honestly, it was such an honor to be asked. It's such a thrill to be a part of it, even in this small way in the Oz legacy. It's just so mind-blowing, and I wish my 12-year-old self could see me now.
Yes, no one deserves it more. And this all happened because you've been so good at your content on the Ozlog and your TikTok channel. You now have how many followers?
We're up to 150.9 thousand followers on TikTok. And 22,000 on Instagram. We are growing steadily because the Oz community is super supportive, and it's lovely to have built this community together.
Oz bless. Oz bless. Oz bless you. Oz bless us all. Let's just say, so please check out showtimes near you. The Wizard of Oz, 3 days only, January 28th, 29th, 31st, on the big screen in honor of the 85th anniversary, introduced by Tori and the Oz Vlog. 5 minutes. Make sure you're there on time. These are previews you don't want to miss. So excited and so proud. And we'll have to follow up about it and get your reaction, right? You're going to film your reaction to seeing yourself?
Yes, and my mother invited a whole group, and they are threatening to make a scene. So it could be interesting.
Yes. Oh, here we've got some comments here from...
That's my good friend, Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan. Yep. The Quad always said you're going to be famous, and now it's coming true. We also have Michael saying, love Wizard of Oz, blows your mind that they made it. Tin Man is your favorite. Thanks for joining us, Michael. Glad you guys are watching. Next, let's talk about the revival of The Wiz, which is just charming audiences and blowing them away. Pun intended, if we're talking about the tornado, nationwide, as it's been touring en route to Broadway, opening April 17th. at the Marquee Theater. I know that it starts in previews March. Tickets are available at wizmusical.com. But I recently had the honor of sitting down and chatting with the director, Shelley Williams, and also Amber Ruffin, who not only wrote material for The Wiz when it was at the Muni, but completely reworked all the additional material and the new book for The Wiz on tour and heading to Broadway. Here is a clip of my chat with them. The landscape of Broadway was very different in the 70s, and the show was groundbreaking. How do you feel it lands today, or what's the impact of the show today?
The Wiz is a legacy, first built on The Wizard of Oz, which had a tremendous impact on me and multiple generations around the world. And really thinking about how do we introduce this story to a new generation? And then how do we take a story that was, the music is deeply trenched in the 70s. How do we modernize it in a way that feels really timeless and eclectic and reflects all the musical genres that African Americans have had a tremendous impact on?
So what you did does feel a lot more timeless. How did you accomplish that?
Thank you for that. It was hard. Because it really is as a comedian, I am very sensitive to things that sound too old or break the fourth wall. I'm 44. I can see what mom and dad want. I am mom and dad. And I can see, what the kids are up to. I feel like I have the perfect slang radar.
I picked up on those references and influences in the show, not only from the Wiz movie, but also from the Wizard of Oz movie. How intentional was that?
It was absolutely intentional. People who loved the book, or people who loved the Wizard of Oz, or people who loved the Wiz stage production versus the movie. I wanted everyone to have their own sense of ownership. I wanted everyone to feel like that their version of the story that brought them to this show was valid and loved and appreciated, and they could see those moments and savor them.
Would you like to make your directorial feature film debut with a remake of The Wiz?
Would I ever? Yes, 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 and yes.
Oh my God, please.
Nothing would make me happier than to bring this production to film. I mean, that would be my dream come true.
That would be my dream come true to see you make that movie, Shelley, honestly.
Fabulous interview, Ryan. Well done. That was great.
Thank you so much. And you can see my full interviews with Shelley Williams, director, and Amber Ruffin, writer, at my website, ryanjreviews.com. They're about 10 minutes each.
Oh, I'm so excited to go see the previews. I have my tickets for the very first preview in New York City. Wayne Brady will be stepping into the role of the Wiz. He's incredible. It's just going to be a magical night. I can't wait.
It really is. You're going to love it. I can't wait for you to see it. I've seen it 3 times, and I want to see how it's changing as it gets to New York, because I know they're still working on it. But I can't wait for you to see it, because I know you're going to love it. It's so perfect. Why don't you share with us some headlines? What's been happening in the news as related to The Wizard of Oz?
A lot. So starting with the stolen ruby slippers from the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. As we know, they were stolen in 2005 and were recovered by the FBI in 2018. Well, Terry John Martin, 76, was charged with the theft, originally pled not guilty, and has changed his plea to guilty. Now, he served some time on house arrest, and prosecution and the defense are both calling for time served. He's set to be sentenced on Monday, January 29th, and it looks like he will serve no further jail time for the theft.
What I find most fascinating about this story is that when he stole them and the way that he planned to steal them and then sell them on the black market and go through the whole ordeal, he was motivated by the fact he thought they were made out of real rubies. Now, I believe, as I know we just know since age 3, the naked eye can see they're made out of sequins. So I don't know what is happening in this guy's head.
And the defense team recently released that he is a retired mobster who wanted one last score. Now, he claims he had no idea how culturally significant the ruby slippers were. Now, judging by his age, he was about 10 years old when the Wizard of Oz, he was born 10 years after the Wizard of Oz came out. So he grew up during the television era when it would have been everywhere. I do not know how somebody does not understand that. Plus, the people at the museum went through a lot. They were accused of it being an inside job because there was so little damage to the museum structure and the security cameras were off. Everyone involved here has suffered a great deal. So I don't know. Time served to me feels a little bit too much like a slap on the wrist. But I guess the lesson we've learned is if we're going to steal the ruby slippers, wait till we're 80.
It's just unbelievable. It's an unbelievable story. I'm just so glad they've been recovered and we found out what actually happened. Next up, let's share that a new Oz juvenile series, animated series, is coming to Netflix called Dee and Friends in Oz. It debuts Monday, February 5th on Netflix. I'm very excited that I've been screening the season, and I believe they might already be working on a second season. It's adorable. I'll be able to say more about it on Friday, February 2nd. And Tori, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do some co-review as well for social media.
That would be fantastic. I'm so looking forward to this series. It looks so deeply rooted in the Baum lore. It is diverse. It's accessible. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm biting my tongue about how deeply rooted to lore it is. We will talk more about that because no spoilers at this point. But there's another headline. What about the news on the update on the Dorothy dress? You want to share that update with us?
The Catholic University dress that was lost in the 1980s and then found again recently, they had to cease. They were going to sell it. They were going to sell it to raise funds for Catholic University. The auction was halted because the niece of the priest who took possession of the dress claimed that her uncle, the priest, left it to her. And no, there's no will or documentation, but it's her dress. Well, a judge put the halt on the sale until they could litigate this. She was unable to prove ownership of the dress, and it was just announced that it will now go to auction.
Yeah, can you imagine? I just think that it's time that you and I start pooling our resources.
If all of my TikTok followers send me $5, we might actually have a shot.
Can you imagine? I know. And my 3,000 followers on Instagram, please, just you each send me $3,000 and then maybe we can, would be great.
I really hope it goes to a very serious collector who can preserve it properly or to a museum, better still.
Yes.
It would be great if the Smithsonian could somehow get their hands on it so that the dress and the shoes could be together.
Well, the nice thing is that if someone has the money to acquire it, and if it is an organization that will be obviously taken care of properly, but if someone just, even a private collector that has the money, hopefully they would at least invest in taking care of it because, gosh, it's so we would just love to have it. Hello, Dan. We see you. Very good. Thanks for watching. And also, let's talk about some merch. There's been lots of merch announcing. Let's talk, we're visiting again because we're talking about the 85th anniversary, and Tori, you're going to be introducing the film nationwide in cinema across the country as a special feature, Fathom Events, January 28th, 29th, and 31st only. We're all got to get our tickets now, Fathom Events. But in honor of that beautiful new logo for the 85th anniversary, there's lots of new merch coming out, including this cute little collectible, which I'm chagrining about because the Chase item is the one with Toto. So I'm going to have to buy 30. I'm going to be like Veruca in the movie Willy Wonka, whose father was like buying the whole factory as employing people to look for the one that I need, that one with Toto.
Yeah, they're going to be released in more limited numbers, as I understand. So pre-order today, grab a few.
Right, exactly. And that's from Funko. And Funko also has some new pops coming out. I think they announced they're going to be doing a sepia version of Dorothy and Toto, along with reissues of Dorothy in Color, the Glinda the Good Witch, the Wicked Witch, the Winged Monkey, Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion. And I believe that the Lion and Winged Monkey might also have Chase or limited or exclusive edition versions that might be flocked or something. So we always love the new merch, right?
Absolutely.
Dan's saying our wallets aren't ready.
Oh my gosh, no. We're all going to need to put an addition on our homes.
Seriously, right? So that's exciting. Was there another headline that you had?
Well, there was one more headline, which is that Wicked has started to wind down. They returned to the UK to finish those last 10 days of filming that they had to complete. They were shut down during the SAG-AFTRA strike. everyone's been signing off one by one saying, I've wrapped. Thank you so much. Such a great experience. This morning, Ariana Grande posted a photo that implied that she was finished, but actually John Shu, the director, just put on his Instagram a couple of hours ago that tomorrow is her last day on set, which is very sad for her. But also, this is going to be such a huge year for everyone involved in the Wicked film. So it is bittersweet, I'm sure, for them to walk away from Oz. They all seem to have had a very wonderful, positive, collaborative experience. But we're all very much looking forward to what comes next.
We were texting about this because, you know, when Ariana posted that, I didn't have time to prep it for this, but you should follow Ariana on Instagram and TikTok and, you know, all social media, and you'll see it's a great shadow of her in her Glinda costume.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
And the messages she wrote, which were just, you know, John Shu thanked her for her hard work and said that he can't wait for all of us to meet Glinda. And then she responded by saying that it has been such a wonderful experience to be Glinda these last couple of years. Thanked everyone for creating such a positive environment. It's lovely to see how closely bonded the actors have become, because that will translate to the film, and they need to have that chemistry. So
Right.
I'm so excited.
It's so true. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for watching. You know, it's so exciting because it's coming out on November 27th, 2024. Part 1, of course. We think it's going to end with Defying Gravity because how do you follow up with that? That's part of the reason that they think they chose to split it into 2 movies. But seeing so much of all this come to life, knowing how much they actually built outside of the sparse, you know, CGI that will be necessary as well, is going to just blow our socks off. And even new Critics' Choice Award winner Jonathan Bailey for Fellow Travelers, which is phenomenal. I had the honor of voting for him in that category because I'm part of the Critics' Choice Association. You know,
Well done.
Thank you, right? Do you blame me? Putting out, saying on social media as well that he thinks Wicked is going to just, you know, surprise everyone, and we're all going to be blown away by it. So their enthusiasm, it's like when we're already hyped up, you know, you and I are hyped up, it's like everyone is just so excited.
I've been hyped up for 21 years. I'm so excited.
Yes, exactly. It's so great. And we're going to see, it's a matter of time right now until we see an official poster, and then a teaser trailer, and then the trailer, and then, you know, first looks at merch possibly, and the rest of it. So it's going to be, that's why I love that you're on social media as often as you are, because you get to break the news a lot of times. As soon as things happen, you're kind of out there with the updates and the rest of it. So it's really, really fun.
If I were you, I would keep your eyes on the upcoming major television events that we have coming up. We have the Super Bowl and we have the Oscars. And on a recently released most likely commercial to appear during the Super Bowl was a teaser trailer for Wicked. So I don't personally watch the footballs in my day-to-day life, but I might for this.
I've never watched football. I've never watched a football game completely. I've seen bits, I've seen halftime, you know, shows, but I've never watched a football game. This may be the first football game I watch, at least up until and through this teaser trailer, right? Because we're all going to be like glued for that. Some new merch again. So we're looking forward to Wicked, but some other merch that's coming out. Ray Dunn has their part 2 version of the Wizard of Oz line in honor of the 85th anniversary. We see some of that coming together. There's a couple different Toto mugs and a Wicked Witch mug that has like a broom stir, which is really cute. I was lucky to find one of the Totos because you know, I'm all about my Toto. And they also came out with some frames, which I think is really original because they didn't come out with frames before. It was all just kitchenware. So this I think is really cute. Are you going to get either of these, Tori?
I would like to. You know, what I like about the mugs is they switched out the tag that was on last year's with the 85th anniversary official logo. And as a collector later on, those are going to be worth a lot more than the ones that didn't have that marking. So it's definitely worth a purchase. I'm not a huge fan. I didn't go after all of the Ray Dunn stuff, but there's a lot that does speak to me. I love those frames. And I don't know if anybody has found the bag clips yet. These are available at Hot Topic. These are so cute. These sets are also going fast. I had to go to several stores and online stores to get the whole set. They are just flying off the shelves. They come in these little mystery pouches. So it's hard to get them all without cheating a little bit, which I
Can you feel and kind of see what's in there?
So you used to be able to do that. Remember the Lego figures that came out in
Yeah,
the mystery bags? You kind of feel they've hidden them in plastic pouches, so you can't feel what they are.
That's not cool.
So I cheated and bought the entire set on eBay just to be sure that I would have the whole set.
That's nice. You know, I went to my local Hot Topic, and when I walked in and asked for them where they were, because I was walking around the store, because you know, I think those of us are collectors. You like to kind of find it on your own. You like it to catch your eye, and we become very good at that over our lifetimes. But I asked an employee, and she said, actually, there was someone in here earlier this week who bought the whole box, and I was like, what? How dare they, number one, but number two, who is this person and can we be friends?
Yeah, you know, it is really exciting to spot Oz things in the wild, but you know, you do what you got to do as a collector. If you want that whole set, you find a way.
Yes, absolutely. So, well, I need to get that Toto one for sure, at the very least.
Well, luckily, I grabbed an extra one for you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you, and I love that. I can't wait to get it. Yes, so the last thing that I think that we've been seeing that's just so adorable, and again, we're not the target audience, but how can we avoid these? And I'm sure the price point's going to be okay. Are these Fisher-Price Little People Wizard of Oz?
Oh, they're so cute. Who didn't have a set of these as a kid? Everybody did, right?
I think it's going to be really, really, really great. I am just accidentally doing some editing here that's taking me away from removing that image.
I'll continue to comment then that the box has the 85th anniversary logo as well. It's very nicely packaged. I don't know if that's a prototype package, but I really like what they did with the emerald on the bottom, the kind of shape of the arch like an emerald, like a rainbow, and then the 85th anniversary logo stamped on there. I think it's really nice.
Yeah, I think also the display, like, I think these were made to be able to be displayed in the box because they're on the Yellow Brick Road. And then we see not only the hot air balloon in the background, but the Emerald City raised up with the trailing Yellow Brick Road in perspective that way. So you actually, you know, sometimes they have just the Emerald City real big, like they're standing right in front of it at the gate or something. So I think that is positioned and designed in a way that if you keep them in the box, they're perfect for display.
Which I definitely will. I'm past the point now where I play with them. So they'll be.
Hey, I may not be. We'll see. But oh, Tori, this has been so much fun. I just want to thank everybody for watching along with us, and remind everyone that, you know, wizmusical.com to pick up your tickets to see the Wiz, and also do not miss Tori of the Oz Vlog introducing the 85th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz in theaters, courtesy of Fathom Events, for 3 days only, January 28th, 29th, and 31st. We appreciate it. Also want to give a quick shout out to the Oz Club, where you can head on over to ozclub.org if you want to become a member of the official Wizard of Oz Club. And just want to thank everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.